Hi, Maheen.
Hi,
Hi,
Helena.
Will. Hi, Danny. Hi, Julian. What's up?
Hi, Julian. Hi, Danny.
Okay, that's good. Okay, guys, let's get started. No time, no time. Just never enough time, at least. So this is Unlock Protocol DAO Call number 13. No, number 14, actually. First things always first. Don't forget to mint your little badge because you want to be part of the Cool Kids Club, right? Right. So Cool Kids Club has a badge. Julian's like, me? Cool kid? I don't know. So, anyways, mint your little badge, please. There's only 10 available, so I'm starting to limiting the amount. So you better start dipping in first, or they might all be gone. Um, all right. We have a, a decent agenda. I know some people are still in like Easter holiday mode. Not everyone is back yet, as it seems. Joy is like, what? Oh, it's back. What? So, anyways, let's just get started with Julian, actually, because Julian has failed to give us updates for 2 weeks. Oh my God, the
I mean,
world is going down.
sorry. Yeah, last week I was not available.
Messing with you.
But in the week before I was here. I don't remember. Anyway, uh, busy times. What have we shipped? A bunch of events, bug fixes, and improvements. Especially for 3 events that are using Unlock in the next few weeks. Big one is ParCon. They asked for a couple changes on how to filter for attendees, and so we fixed some of that. So once you have hundreds of attendees, you can use the filter, and there was stuff that wasn't working as it should or as smoothly as it should. So we fixed this. For DAPCon, I'm being debugging receipts issues, which is really annoying. So basically, as you know, people can buy a membership, and then the issue that they have is that they're not seeing receipts. They shouldn't see receipts for credit cards, but they're seeing receipts for $0 when people with credit card, which is not right. So fixing some of that. And then the last one is for our good friends at Pizza DAO, which are going to use Unlock, as you know, for their big thing. They've asked a couple things. So one of the things that they want to add is an automatic default for to add a checkbox to receive emails from the organizers and partners. So I've added this. So when for RSVP for an event, automatically there's a checkbox that users need to click on. They asked me to change the default, and so we're doing this for a couple of weeks, but then we'll see layout from the one with the banner to the bannerless one. I feel like it looked nicer. I don't have an opinion, so I mean, people can still switch from one to the other if they want to, but we're defaulting to the bannerless one. And then there's one last thing. Let me actually check my notes here that we've done for them. I forget what it is. Not a huge deal, but another fix that we've done. Another thing that we've done is we had a bunch of HubSpot links all across the UI. So for form, and then we'll talk about this, Stella. We're especially when people wanted to deploy an event, they were required to kind of put their info in some HubSpot thing, and if they didn't, then we couldn't actually deploy the events. We move this, they can actually go deploy the event right away. No need to bother about this. But there was a bunch of other links where we use HubSpot to store files. That wasn't the right idea because HubSpot is changing, and so we just replace these links. So the files like the white paper and a bunch of things are downloaded directly. So some of the stuff that I've done, Clément has worked on the health checks. As you know, we have a protocol health check thing that verifies a bunch of things. He fixed some of that. Still not perfect, but he's done this. Danny did a pretty cool stuff. He added a delegation step on the airdrop. That was the bounty that we opened. So on the airdrop side, before you come in airdrop, you are now required to delegate your tokens. More delegation, better governance, blah blah blah. You know the drill, and hopefully everybody is delegated here. What else did we do? I think that's it for the last 2 weeks. We're in the process of migrating our backend server from Heroku to Railway, so that's taking a lot of time, and Toby's working on this as well. But that's kind of the TLDR. We have a proposal that I think is not ready to execute yet to bring back the funds that are on Arbitrum to the Ethereum mainnet time lock. And I think it's not quite ready to execute. It should be ready to execute soon-ish. So I'll check that with Clément, and then we're going to submit another one to bring these funds from mainnet to Base. So after this, the funds are going to be on Base. And then we have a couple other small protocol upgrade that we want to submit over the next few weeks as well. Nothing critical or urgent, but that's going to come, in due time, probably mid-May at this point, or a bit later. But that's it from the core team.
Nice. Good job, you guys. Crushing it, like always. So sounds really good. Thanks for the update. And oh, look, Humpty's like, yay, good job. more of that. More praise, so we get more good stuff.
Oh, and actually, I got a
Okay.
message. Maybe I should mention. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna ask them to open issue, but there's a new product called, I forget the name. But they offer a 1,000 bounty to integrate unlock on USDC bounty to integrate unlock. Somebody is echoing here. I don't know who that is. I think that's you, Stella. But
I posted this.
no,
And I don't remember.
You're echoing. I think.
Oh, I am
mute
echoing.
yourself. Yes. But anyway, so yes, so they're offering a $1,000 bounty, and so I'm going to check with them because I think it's cool integration. And so that's one thing that hopefully the DAO can take on. South at XYZ. So it's a self certification kind of prove you're a human kind of thing, right? So like similar to proof of humanity, similar to a Gitcoin passport, and they want to create a hook similar to the Gitcoin passport, and they're offering 1,000 USDC, which is a nice little bounty. So I asked them to open a GitHub issue. I don't think they've done this, but if somebody else wants to jump on this, feel free to ping me on Discord. So I'll ping them on Discord. So connect everybody. Otherwise, maybe the labs team can work on that.
That's nice. Giving out job opportunities here as well. Thank you. Okay. Am I still echoing horribly, or is it okay? It's okay
No,
now?
I think it's as long as one of us only is unmuted at the same time. I think that's fine. And I think Cecilia, you might have to mute
I guess
yourself.
you're right. So Sissy, you gotta mute yourself. And Sissy's like, where? How? Okay. So anyways, thank you, Julian, for the updates. We always love when you give updates. So that was like overdue. All right. Quick reminder, don't forget to mint your little attendance badge, right? Because that's what the cool kids do still. All right. Moving into operations and coordination. So as you guys know, we participated in GG23. Actually, not hyper successful. And the reason is I failed you guys, and I'm gonna be okay with admitting to that. I should have actually applied for us to the tooling and devs section. That would have been much, much smarter than applying to dApps and apps, because dApps and apps had a ton of applicants this year. So yeah, well, you don't know until you know. So, but next time I think I will just go back again to applying for the dev and tooling section, because we have these things. We do have a proper documentation. So we're actually a viable candidate for that. And we were that also in the last Gitcoin round, and actually did manage to generate more funds than we did in this round. So yeah, I don't think it's right now. So it's going to be put on our Arbitrum wallet, on our multisig wallet. It's going to be a few $100s, no more. Sorry, guys, but we had a ton of people supporting us nonetheless. So that's always nice to see, right? Also, big shout out again to he's hidden here under KF Media. Thank you, Will, for being like such a tireless host on the Let's Grow DAO live stream. Also, shout out to Wonder Woman Code and to Sissy, who were on there regularly and joined the fixed stewarding and hosting times we had. So thank you so much, you guys, for not leaving me alone in this. Talking to myself, that was really nice. And also we had some really good conversations. So thank you for that as well. Anyways, next time, being a bit smarter, applying for the other OSS round. I also think as we continue to participate, we're actually opening up ourselves to becoming one of the selected projects, because Unlock has been such a long time player in this space. Our only eligibility criteria that we failed were that we haven't had like too many rounds that we participated in. So I want to hope eventually we're going to get there. All right. So that's the update on everything GG23. Then I would like to ask you guys again. I know I've been a little bit pushy around this, but I really, like, I set my mind on this. I want us to do ticketing for Dev Connect this year. I know at this point it seems like almost impossible, but I'm not willing to just give up yet. So I pushed Ligi so far as to give Julian and me a space on their office hours on the 25th. I hope it's going to be at a digestible time for us, but we're going to go on there and we're going to try and convince them that Unlock is the only way forward. I also have a little bit of a still secret project going on around a big infrastructure project that's going to opening its doors probably in the middle of May, and to do ticketing for their opening ceremony. If this comes into play, that would again put us like into a very new space. So let's just keep fingers crossed. But I'm not going to tell you, because it's not going to be a lucky thing if I tell you now. So if it comes through, then I will tell you this is what I was talking about. If it doesn't, well, then you will never know, and it's going to be fine. All right. Then we have an upcoming community spotlight with Sissy. So we're starting to pick up the live stream sessions again. I talked to Chris, and Chris is okay helping us with this. So I'm going to do this one, and then I hope Chris will do the next one, and then I will do one, and then he will do one. And so we keep this like more regularly and alive. If any of you feel like you want to be spotlighted and also showcasing, how you've been using Unlock, and you think this would be something beneficial for you, then, well, just ping me on the server. I'm happy to set this up, right? So just let me know. And then I guess last point on operations and coordination. I had very great conversations with the team of Cinco de Mayo, which is going down in Mexico at the beginning of May. And I'm super excited. They've been starting to put together a really incredible program, and it's kind of really grassroots in a way, but I think it's going to be big. I'm going to be speaking on a panel on for women in Web3. And another one I was invited to is governance, and another one I was invited to is community. So if you guys feel like there are certain things that I should not fail to mention, please also let me know that, because I'm going there mainly to represent Unlock Protocol DAO. So that's the overall narrative. And of course, they're using us for ticketing. Of course, they're doing that. So that's very happy news. And then I want to hand it over. We are going over to member relations and governance. Kara, you wanted to give us a brief overview over an event that you are organizing. You want to speak up now?
Sure. Thank you so much, Stella. Hi, everybody. This is a quick share about an event, but it also ties into a bit of the business development aspects. So I'll weave this together, starting with the event. And we are introducing an event series called Grow Edge. And the intention of this event is to weave together education and media and marketing as a thought leadership series in person and IRL events, and then also virtually for Web3. So our kickoff event is at Consensus Toronto, and that's going to be on May 14th for a 2.5-hour event bringing together industry leaders. It is an application-only event as a side event through Consensus, and discussing things related to, utilizing education to drive campaigns and awareness for your brands, and how that's becoming increasingly important, and ties into our participation that we did within the Open Campus Accelerator. A lot of learning there and seeing a lot of the potential. Slight update on that, because we made an introduction to you guys to apply for their next cohort, and they've been delayed in getting back to us. We were in cohort 9. about our funding levels, because they're connecting now with the Dubai government and working with them. So they said they'll be getting back to us soon, plus all of you that have applied for the next cohort. So that's happening, and we're inviting them to participate in this event too. So the details are basically this 2.5 hour event. It includes inclusion in the consensus side event lists, inclusion in post-event email. Of course, it would be an unlock event. Access to registration and attendee contacts. And this is going into the BD opportunity here that I want to chat about. And then we'll have media coverage from the Defiant and Be in Crypto Media are both attending. And so they're going to be doing a press release inclusion. You'd be included in that, plus their email newsletter and social blast. Be in Crypto, they're finalizing the details. And so basically, I love working with you guys. I know we've been collaborating for almost a year now, and I've learned a lot about unlock and participating in different ways, understanding that it doesn't make sense for to financially sponsor events over and over, right? Like that's just really a challenge financially, not something that I would want to ask you guys to do. But and the addition here is that I see an opportunity coming into this, like, decentralizing BD sales partnership area and realm. And I've really enjoyed making introductions to unlock to different people in various groups and things, and saw that, as I know that you guys are in process working on with Trigs, which is great. This more kind of like what happens next. Like, we hosted these workshops with you guys last fall, and we made introductions, and then it was kind of like we're having a hard time kind of showing what's happened with that, because there wasn't kind of a funnel, that process that we were supposed to go through, whether it's us or someone internally at Unlock. And I know that's part of what's sort of getting worked out at the moment. So my background is in BD and sales and partnerships and marketing. So I have actually developed programs around thought leadership, ambassadorship, and BD teams, basically. So I wanted to say that I wanted to offer the opportunity here that with this participation in the event with Unlock, and tying it a lot of the conversation, around, I think, the certifications and how to use certifications in the marketing process for organizations. I'll give a little side note here. I was actually on a call on Friday with Arnaud, who is the go-to-market lead at Dune Analytics. And I had seen someone post and ask him a question: do you guys have certifications for analytics, Dune Analytics, participation? And Arnaud said, no, we don't have that. And so I chatted with him, and amongst other things, and I said, have you guys heard about Unlock for certifications? And he wasn't familiar. So this is an example of, like, okay, so myself and a lot of other people, we have these connections. What happens next? Like, if we're going to make an introduction, do they go into a marketing funnel, or is there this BD funnel? So this is what I would love to support you guys in, is as a part of this event. It's actually going to be pretty small, with about 30 people attending. It's invite only. As I mentioned, we'll do an application within the Unlock event. And having this as kind of the first step of, like, okay, so now we have the event's over. That was great. Now we're going to have these 30 to 50 leads. What happens? And these are going to be brand marketers and things at larger organizations. Well, those leads need nurturing, right? And conversations and demos and getting follow-ups, right? So this is a process I'd love to help with. And as I'm doing it and engaging with myself on behalf of Unlock, it would be also a part of, like, helping you guys shape this for others to be able to do the same. So happy to, offer some support there. And our sponsorship is $2K, but I would like to offer it to you guys for $1K. In this kind of whole package here. All right, that was a lot for me.
Thank you, Kara, for sharing this with us. Can you do me the favor of what's the best thread this could go in? I think there is already a C3 thread on the Discord. I can find it for you and ping you there, and maybe you can put the presentation in there so people have a bit of time to talk about it. Yeah,
Perfect.
is that
Yep.
okay?
Yep. That
Okay,
sounds good.
sounds good. Okay, thank you. And also thank you for coming up with something that's not tied to the ticketing itself. Thank you for respecting that recent conversation. I really value that. And bringing up essentially other values on how to contribute and making it connected to an event that you're hosting. So thank you for doing that. And also, uh, I actually gave you kudos this morning. Don't forget to add your wallet this month in time to the kudos channel in the Unlock Discord. So you actually get listed for the retroactive funding. All right. This also counts for anyone else who has been mentioned in that channel or wants to mention someone else, which is always appreciated. If you guys haven't yet contributed a lot, maybe you can point out some other people's contributions in that channel that we have up and running for the retroactive funding. Thank you, Kara. All right, moving on, I guess, to actually quickly, Trix, is Trix still around? Trix, yo, good morning. So Trix has actually, I put Kara and Trix recently in contact in case. Oh, Trix, you seem to have a nice time. I'm jealous. Anyway, Trix has been starting to work on the ambassador program. So you guys know I had a first raw draft on this, and we put that online, and we had some people apply for it. But framework, structure, proper education channels to get ambassadors up and running, all of that has been still missing. So Trix has started to take on that job and work on this for us. One idea is based on Kara's introduction to the Open Campus Accelerator is to do that educational part in collaboration with them. So kind of curious if this is going to happen because we applied, but she has been telling me, thank you, by the way, for keeping me up to date because you're closer to them, that they had their hands quite full recently. So they have not gotten back to anyone about the accelerator, which puts me a little bit on a more of like ease position about this. So yeah, thank you, Kara, again for making that introduction, and thank you, Trix, for working on this. Anyway, further updates will follow when the time is right. And then there is Will. Will had an idea for us about essentially uh, issuing rewards based on, I want to say, tasks performed through our Charmverse board. So let's just say, right, we post a bounty on the Charmverse space, someone picks it up and works on it. Like, how can we automate rewards around these things? So I'm the one who has put in some ideas on a formula for incentive structures for social media content production, but Will had the down to earth approach of like, hey, how do we actually make this work with our tooling that we have? And he found a really cool. I think this is the dogs are upset. Yeah, like my neighboring dogs. I don't know. They're always upset. It's not my dogs. Anyways, so he put this in, or he is essentially investigating how this might be able to be integrated.
Do you want me to
And
just
I
talk
think,
through it real quick?
yeah, just can you just like talk about this,
Am I
please? Thank you.
audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you
You have
are.
good
Yes.
connectivity? Okay, cool. Yeah, so Traverse has a built-in integration with EAS, which are Ethereum attestations. And then also the rewards mechanism that's built into Traverse. You can set up things like bounty programs, or like Stella's been working on the content creation, rewarding people for, very compelling piece of content that we would leverage for marketing. So through the exploration of that, I did find that only options available for the EAS, the Ethereum attestations right now, are Optimism and ARB, which is not ideal, but I am working with Alex Poon at Charmverse to get the availability to be able to deploy those on base. Additionally, since the DAO is on base, the governor's contract would be the deployer for the rewards program, right? So deploy UP based on the criteria and the thresholds that Stella's been working on. That could be like, our first test case for that. And then another call. Um, you still hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you switched
Okay.
audio,
So
but you're still there.
okay, cool. So anyways, so yeah, so it'd be an automated process. The only manual part of the process, once it gets fully fleshed out, would be the applicant would apply through Charmverse for the rewards with the verification of the work completed or the content piece created, whatever. And then it would go through a reviewer process. Right now, Stella and Ceci would be set up as the two reviewers to review that work, since we'd be testing with marketing, and then from there, um, once they approve it, the EAS and the UP tokens are automatically deployed through Charmverse to the user's wallet that they signed up with on Charmverse. So that's the TLDR. So any other questions, we can talk about it in the Discord.
Yeah, thank you, Will. I think when we have a prototype test running, maybe with something small, and when we have discussed with them the potential base and integration, let's just visually demonstrate it to everyone so it becomes more accessible. Because when you showed us this morning in a marketing meeting, I was like, that's what he was talking about, you know? So probably we'll have more of that effect if we get there. But yeah, just know this is on the works, and it was Will's idea. So thank you for bringing this forward to us, Will. Moving on. So always something to move on to. Currently, the status with 8bonds is that I think the final transaction of the additional amounts of tokens is like literally days out. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we have been planning for months now a token sale through bonds with 8bonds. It's been quite a challenging assembly of things, but I think we're finally getting there. So kudos to a DAO surviving something and seeing it through to the end. This is unbelievable. It's like, yeah, we're doing it. So it's gonna happen. We are set. I mean, Ceci and myself. 6 months in it is like it's honestly it's headshot worthy, but fine. We are there now, so let's just be content with that for now. So anyways, the idea is essentially to use that platform to sell our token through bonds and essentially produce a protocol-owned liquidity for ourselves, so we can put that in another Uniswap pool with Itchy Finance. So it's kind of like, it's like a level system of sorts. And I think to be fair with you guys, I have a feeling this is also going to be used for some people to dump their tokens. So this is why Ceci and I will put our absolute best efforts into whirling the marketing drum around this as much as we possibly can. And so any idea, any post that you will share around this, or a newsletter that we produce and we share around this, please just do it. Don't overthink it. Just do it, please, to support the DAO in this initiative, because it's going to be very important for us to generate that protocol-owned liquidity and get more people onboarded to unlock and DAO and that same strand of things or thread of things. So yeah, we will arrange. Ceci's going to arrange a meeting with Biz so we can align strategies and figure out how to best promote all of this, and do it so from different channels. I want to claim that Itchy, Nick, and his team will help us as well, because they have obviously an added interest, because whatever is the liquidity that we generate, it will go into their vault. So the more is in their vault, the more they will benefit from it. So I think maybe we can wheel him in as well. If you have any ideas around content that can be produced around this, or you can think of something fun or exciting, then also just reach out to Ceci and me, or just drop it in the Discord and be like, hey, I actually have a cool idea. What about this? No shame in, being proactive on this. Anyways, another big thing is the DAO needs to become self-sustainable. I know I've been preaching this since last year. Last year, I proposed a business case. It was not, I want to say, not received well enough to succeed. So here I am, 1 year later, trying again because I'm not easy on giving up. And I actually put together 3 business cases together with David. David is our steward for finances and resources. So he's been putting a lot of time into figuring out how we can do budget planning and how we can do budget projections. So we already have now an idea what would be the ideal budget every year that we at least want to try and have. And I can tell you one thing: the protocol 1% fee, even if we would not let it be burned, would never get us there, right? So we need to think about what can we do, what is a need that we can fill and build together for a product that is owned by this DAO and therefore generates a revenue stream. And so I put the ideas we had, let's just call them the most viable ideas we think we had, into this Chambers sheet for you to review, to think about it, what you think might be the most feasible thing to do. If you have better ideas, hell, just tell us. It's fine. We don't think we figured this all out by ourselves, but this is the best things we could come up with our experiences and what we have observed in the space. We also really want to build something, ideally, that can be used by many people. So that's not mutually exclusive to Web3. I know we all love Web3. So, of course, we want to promote that narrative. But if that's just not the way we can become like self-sustainable for now, if we just promote to this like niche audience represented by ourselves right now, then maybe we can build something that caters to both audiences at the same time, still using the protocol for example, the different pricing tiers and memberships to that service, to that product, right? So one way or another, it will still bind back into the protocol using our membership feature. And yeah, just prediction games for event attendance. Look at Humpty pushing stuff out. Okay. You have more detailed ideas? Please let me know. Prediction games for event attendance. Yeah, because the thing is that this is going to essentially end up being somewhat of a task force within the DAO. So I want to assume if we build a product, we will have normal DAO operations continue, but like essentially assemble a very aligned task force to get this product pushed out very fast and on an accelerated timeline. So it's not going to be an easy feat. And I think we should probably use ecosystem funding to do it. So either apply for a grant with Base, with Polygon, with both. I don't know yet. It also depends on the idea that we all approve of. But yeah, anyway, this is all I have for now. So please review that document and comment in that document and trash it or praise it. I don't care, but we need to make some moves. All right. That said, I hand things over to Sissy and marketing and communications, because that's always the most fun part. So we leave it for last.
Hi, GM to everyone, and yeah, happy to be here again after these long holidays. So, well, for the marketing and communications, we had a buyer persona proposal that unfortunately couldn't pass the temp check on the snapshot. So we may be doing or revisit this after we have a better situation with the DAO. And instead, we are going to continue with the targets that we are already focusing, which are Web3 communities, but also Web2 users. So after that, we have a finalized content strategy. We have this proposal on Chambers that Stella helped us to elaborate, and it's a pretty good content strategy. So we can have community to also engage with this content production. Let me share the link. Oh, where's the link? There you go. So basically, what we have is different social medias that we are already using. And we're going to obviously focus on all those that are giving us the best engagement, and we are already seeing good results. And we are going to assess what's going to happen to the rest that maybe is in need of more content, or maybe is in need of something else, because of the target audience that it's completely different within one and other social media channels. And as you can see, there are some pillars that has been proposed, which are general Web3 education, protocol education, community spotlights, partner spotlights, and Nova Bits. These pillars are like our guidelines on what kind of content we can create. So if any community member would like to make any general Web3 education and would like to be showcased on with Unlock, then you can obviously engage with that. We are setting this frequency for each one of these pillars, and obviously what kind of post that would be showed and published on every pillar. So after that, also there is an incentive model around those pillars, and that incentive model would be in regards of any of these kind of different contents. So as visual contents, which could be short form videos, or advanced visual content that would also be short videos, but maybe those could be animated videos, for example, or interactive content, which could be long form videos like live streams, for example. Also, any other kind of written content, user centric content, entertainment, trends, which could be memes, GIFs, and any other kind of catchy and trendy content that we could share. So obviously, in the difference of each of these, there is a compensation formula that you can check it out here, and obviously this will get a review, which will like say what kind of evaluation got this kind of content that it's been proposed. So as you can see, there is a quality tier, brand alignment, a base compensation rate per content type, which could be related on if it's a written content, if it's a video content, as it said before, and obviously a word-based bonus, which is specifically related for any written content at all. And here is a good example of how this could be calculated, and you can check out these examples as how this would be approached and how much would be the sum of up token to be distributed because of this kind of content. So this is the best proposal that we have found that could not only engage our community, because many of you are already using Unlock and are being great ambassadors by showcasing it to many other communities or many other content creators and else. So with this, you are also able to participate with us creating content, and we will also be sharing that content on all our social media channels. So if you have any questions around this, would be great to know of them. Maybe if you have any suggestions, also feel free to share them. We would love to hear you. And that. I don't know, Stella, would you like to add something else to the content strategy?
I mean, you did a fabulous job at not forgetting anything, not like me always all the time. So thank you for getting it all. Um, yeah, no. The only thing about this is this needs a DAO approval, right? Because we're not only proposing a framework, we're also proposing a constant of
So,
incentives that are supposed to be distributed. So I would really like, because we have a lot of things now coming up with the Apon sale, and then the Itchy thing, and then the Ninja promo thing. There's a lot of stuff gonna happen soon. So I would really like to get this out of the way before we get into all of this other stuff. So I posted this already on the chat, I want to say a week ago. I know no one was there, so well, too bad for me. But I think now really take the opportunity to comment on this. If you feel any of this is unfair, not well thought enough, like thought through enough, then please tell us now before I put this on Snapshot and this actually gets voted on, right? So it's really, I think, of importance that this happens this week, and we can move on to actually getting into production of all of this content. Because what I would like to try is having a test bubble previous to Ninja Promo, as essentially the marketing agency that we agreed as a DAO we would be hiring for 3 months. So we have some ideas on what kind of engagement we can get without them, during the time with them and after them, right? So I want us to have like 3 little bubbles that we can somewhat compare. Sorry, somewhat compare. So yeah, this is why this is like a little bit of like a push to get you to look at this. And also Captain Southpaw saying, excellent. Well, excellent to have you here with us. Um, yeah, so please take a look at this. I will also put it in the Unlock DAO general chat again. So kind of like poking all of you to look at this again. But unless anyone says something negative, I would definitely push this on Snapshot at the end of this week. So hard deadline. No moving something. Okay. Just saying. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Sissy. You want to move on to the next few topics, because I think there's.
yes,
Oh,
just to answer to Humpty, he says, are these funds per contract basis or retroactive? These are retroactive funds that we will be doing according to this kind of calculation of incentives. So that's also very well detailed here in the incentive model. But please check it out in detail. You have the link. And also, please comment on anything that you would like to address. And on the chat on Discord would be also nice. Mm,
I just said that people need to suck up to you because you're the one who approves the content.
yes. That needs to go through my filter. uh, yeah. So yeah, that would be on the content strategy, and that's the attitude.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
maybe Ceci, one word about the buyer persona. So we saw that not enough people voted again on the adapted version of the buyer persona. I also talked to some people who were not confident enough, I think, to share their opinion on the chat, which is sadly also a part of being a DAO. Not everyone feels like they want to openly, publicly present their opinions. So they come to me. Anyways, the conclusion is as follows. For now, that project is put on hold. Even though it was essentially there was enough voting power that voted on it, we recognized that there was not enough general support for it right now. Let's figure some other things out first and then go back to it, because Ceci and I still feel very strongly about it. We think this is definitely something that we do need to face eventually. For now, we have good enough information to work with that, but eventually we need to refine that information. And this is where the buyer persona comes in. Was a little bit, how can I say, frustrating for Soho because she put in a lot of work around this proposal, and she came a long way in how she wanted to propose this. So I felt very sad for her, but thank God, Soho is a very forgivable person. So she's just taking a break right now, but she will be back with us, and she will help me and the other marketing members with the initial content production. So just so you know, this project is on hold. It's not forgotten about.
Yes, correct, correct, Stella. Continuing to the next point on social media content being tested. Yes, we have been working on some kind of content calendar with Jonathan and Stella, and now adding to the team to Wonder Woman Code. Right now we are focusing on, yeah, definitely. We're now focusing on having more content posted on all the channels, and boost all those channels that are having like less engagement, and analyzing like what's happening with those. And with this test, we are now starting this new kind of content calendar during these weeks. And as you can see, we have been very active on LinkedIn, which is doing pretty good. And we have also distributed the channels so we can post on all of them with different persons, but the same content, and maybe with also copies and forms to show on each of those channels according to the the audience that any of them has. So with that, right now I am on X. TikTok is with Stella. Blue Sky is starting right now with Wonder Woman Code. Thank you. And LinkedIn with Jonathan. And we need to figure out what's going to happen with Farcaster. That's something that we are still going to assess. But that would be on the testing side. Would you like to share anything else, Stella, around the social media content tested?
Do we have time? Yeah, we have a little bit of time. We're feeling shy now that you're saying it like this. Okay, so I've been prepping the Nova pipeline. I had to redo the entire Unreal Engine file, but now everything is working, and the weight painting, meaning the clothing sits fine and it's not like stretched all over the place when she moves. So that's good, I guess. Also optimize the garment a little bit to get like higher quality. So what I can do now is I can essentially open up a live link app on my phone and just talk, and then essentially live stream with her if I wanted to, which is pretty cool. So we can also in the future, when we have enough followers on TikTok, we can start doing spontaneous TikTok lives with her, which I think is going to be cool. Like think of like office hours, or just, hanging out online to answer questions. So I think in that idea, it's cool. For the content that I came up with, accumulating everyone's ideas from the marketing meeting. It's essentially a queue of 9 videos with her. And I want to say a lot of this requires like animation, which means animation. If someone knows anything about 3D here, there's always a little bit of a, like, yeah, great animation. But I found a tool that can make that process probably a little bit easier and more efficient. So this requires me to set up another file in which I'm just doing the animations, record the animations, and render them out immediately from within Unreal Engine. And then it can be edited together as a video for TikTok. So this is essentially my biggest goal of this week is like finishing that second production line. So we have that in place, and essentially create the first video, which is like, what is Web3, right? So Nova's going to explain what's Web3. At the same time, I'm starting to post content on TikTok by utilizing mostly videos of Julian talking on the YouTube channel about Unlock, right? So this was this other idea we had of like repurposing existing content. So we can also compare these types of videos with each other. So there is a video now on TikTok, just posted it this morning, Julian telling in a few seconds what is Unlock Protocol, right? So the next video that will be with Nova, right? So trying a different type of content and see how it appeals to users on that specific platform, but also across other platforms. So in case you didn't know, we do have a separate channel away from the Discord server, which is called Posting for Unlock. This includes Wonder Woman Code, Jonathan, Ceci, Chris, myself, right? And essentially in there, we share content. So once someone has created something, we share the link in there or the resources created, and then it gets pushed and released on other channels. If you guys have any ideas or still new to the protocol and you think that there's content that's absolutely missing from everywhere and that we should produce, then also let us know that. Of course, you are also welcome to produce it yourself, as you now know. But the idea is also, if you feel something specific is missing, we obviously want to make that for you guys, so your stuff is easier. Please give it some love. Yeah, give the TikTok some love, yo. Give it some love.
Yes, yes,
Very
yes.
young.
It started to be posted on TikTok, but also will be shared on other socials like X, LinkedIn, and so on. So yeah, please follow those accounts and start giving some love to those accounts too, please.
Bit by bit, we're getting more organized on all of this, which feels really good, because it wasn't easy to get here. And with everyone taking like responsibility of sorts, managing one channel, it also feels much more doable. um, and yeah, so anyways, any ideas from your sides? Boomer, I don't do TikTok, Boomer, but I will set up an account. Yeah, you should set up an account. It's actually, you know what, is currently one of the most fun platforms in centralized socials, to be honest. Like everything else is quite not so fun. And I can only tell you this again and again. Post Arconnect dragged me over to TikTok. I have had a TikTok account for years and I didn't do things on it at all. And now I'm obsessed with doing stuff on TikTok for some weird reason. So also the boomers can learn.
Hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
are we good? This is it? Yeah?
Um, yeah, the last point and not least, we are still waiting on the ETH to get higher for Ninja promo proposal, get posted on
Yeah.
Tally. Right now, ETH is at
I think one.
1,695. So we really would like to have it at 1,900, and but obviously this is going to still fluctuate and be, as always, you know, going up and down. So obviously this is going to still affect us if the market is still developing on how it has been on these last days. And we thought we had the discussion today at the marketing call, and we said, yeah, no, we need to set some deadlines because obviously we need Ninja promo to enter, and obviously we are having um, collaboration campaigns with other partners, which would be Huddle, for example, or also A bonds with the A bond sale. So this is something that we really need, and would be great to have this voted and approved, hopefully. So then we can continue with those campaigns with Ninja Promo. So I would really encourage you to consider this. Our deadline to posting this on Tally will be this Friday. And once it's posted, please encourage you to vote for this, as we have been fighting with this along for many months since last year, and now we're at the point that we are on the door. So let's give it a go and continue with this, as many from the community has been. Uh, Requiring to start this kind of marketing campaigns with Ninja Promo and marketing agency, in fact. So that would be it from the marketing and communications team. Thanks.
Thank you, Sissy. Good job. All right, guys, that's it. That was number 14 of this year. Thank you all for showing up and for taking interest. Any questions, let us know in the chats. If you want to be on the agenda of this weekly call, just let me know. Try to let me know latest until Monday evening, so I can add you easily to the agenda without, bombing the scope, because we really try to get this always done in 1 hour. And so far, we've been doing quite well on that promise to everyone. Yeah, so anything, just let us know. Devs L check bounties. Oh, yeah, thank you for this. Will you also add those in the chat on our opportunity in the opportunities channel again? Is that okay, Julian? You can just not, because I see you. Okay, sounds good. And Trick showed his face. Does this mean you want to say something, or you just want to say hi? Not this week, right? I figured. Okay, sounds good. Guys, thank you
Okay.
for coming. And howdy. And see you guys in the chats. And see you next week again. Bye bye.